Hello everybody, Explosive Pop Tart here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Terrifier 2, which came out in 2022. So, pretty much everybody in the horror genre and horror fan base and horror community loves this film, and they love the first one. And I'll be honest, I don't like either of them. I'm going to be straight up front with you guys. I don't like either of these films, and I know everyone's going to say, oh, you're just a chicken, you don't like the gore. No. It's not that. I fully appreciate the gore and the special effects that they have, especially for being such a low-budget series, you know. I think they were made for under $400,000 each, so that's pretty good. That's awesome. I really love independent films, and I like seeing what people are able to do with such a low budget. However, I have my reasons for not liking Terrifier 2, and it ultimately comes down to one specific scene in the film, or two specific scenes, I should say, in this film that really aggravated me. It's not even so much that it grossed me out, it just pissed me off. You know, I've seen people say they throw up and stuff. It doesn't do that to me. It doesn't gross me out or nothing. I'm used to gore. I've seen a shit ton of gore, and everything in this movie, it's not nothing that you probably haven't seen at some point, you know. The kills are definitely gory and violent, and in my opinion, way over the top, and I'll get to that. But as I said, I was never a big fan of the first film. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I just never understood why so many people obsessed over it. I'm like, it's just another horror film with a slasher killer who's unkillable, you know? It's like Michael Myers. It's just the new version of Michael Myers. He doesn't talk. He just, you know, murders people relentlessly. So I didn't really care for the first film too much. Like I said, didn't hate it. I appreciated what it offered up. The kills were fantastic, of course. They were amazing. Saws the woman in half. I mean, that's an epic kill. It's definitely something you're never going to forget. And Terrifier 2 has its fair share of kills I'm never going to forget. And one of them happens to be the character of Allie. Now, Allie, this is what I'm going to get to, why I hate this film. Ultimately, it comes down to her scene that really led me to hate this movie, because I like having good characters in movies, and I'm not one of those people who gets upset when a good character dies. I mean, it has to happen. Good characters die to make you upset. It's supposed to make you sad, right? But there comes a point where you push it too far, you know, where it just seems like you're just trying to send a message. Like, all the really good characters in this movie get the worst deaths imaginable, and the characters who really don't have any stakes at all just barely die, you know? They barely get any deaths. Like, there's a guy who's in a laundromat, he just gets an off-screen death, you know? I mean, I would have rather hear about Allie's death than see what happened. Maybe show a little bit of what happened, you know? Maybe her getting her back stabbed, and then the next thing you know, it's her dead body or something. I don't know. I just think they way overdid it. They showed way too much, and it just got to the point where it's just distasteful, in my opinion, and it just pissed me off. It royally pissed me off seeing them continuously go at her, and it just got to the point where it's just way too much, in my opinion. I mean, you cut her up, you break her arm, you do all this other stuff to her, you rip off her scalp, do something, I think he does something to her brain, and then he goes and gets acid or bleach, and pours it on her, pours salt in her wounds. It's like, and then he's still cutting up at her whenever her mom comes in the room, and then cuts off her head. I don't know, man. It's just too much. It's like the boundaries were crossed. And then there's another character who works in this Halloween shop where he sells costumes and stuff. It's like a Spirit Halloween, basically. He's a really nice guy, and he gets fucking butchered. And it's like, why? You didn't have to do that. I mean, he didn't even, I don't know. There's just a couple kills in this movie that really just pissed me off. Those two being the main ones. Then there's the overuse of the scene of the dead, I think it's a raccoon or a possum. He's just, they overshow it. I mean, like, they just keep on throwing the animal into the scene. It's like, dude, why? I mean, you just keep on using this death of an animal. I know it's fake, but you keep using this death of this animal like it's some kind of joke and gag. It's like, it's not funny. It's not cool. I mean, seeing a person die in a movie, it's like, it's sad and stuff, but then seeing an animal being used as like this joke or whatever, I don't know. It's just too much for me. That's another thing that really pissed me off. Again, not because it's gross, just because it's just too much. I think it just went too far. You could tell that his initial, Damien Leone's plan for this film was to just take Terrifier and multiply that and make it like even more violent and gruesome. And I get that. I followed this film whenever it was first being talked about, whenever Damien was talking about making it, whenever the crowdfunding began. I followed the whole development process for this film, and I was actually excited for it. And I'll still watch stuff that he makes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I feel like this film missed on some big things for me, personally. And I don't know. I know that I should probably just focus on the gore and be like, you know what, who cares? But he also implemented a little bit of a story into this film as opposed to the first film, which was one of my biggest complaints with the first film, is it did have a story. That being said, in this film, I feel like the story is too forced. So it's like there's two different problems. One, not enough story. This one, the story just felt like too forced on you. It's like, hey, look, here's something. Here's a story for you. And it makes no sense. You know, I mean, there's so many, like, back and forths, and it's like, there's Sienna, and she's got these magical powers, and this mystical dagger thing that just comes out of nowhere and just saves the day, basically. It's like, I don't really understand a lot of what goes on in this film. Maybe I'm just dumb. If I am, you know, if you guys have any answers for what happens in the latter half of this movie, please fill me in, because I don't understand. She dies, a dagger brings her back, even though the dagger's what killed her in the first place. I mean, I don't get it. I try to get it. I don't get it. There is one redeeming thing from this movie that I really like besides the kills. besides the kills, of course. Kills were fantastic. I give the credit again. Love the kills, love the gore. Damien Leone is a great special effects artist. I don't know if he does all of them. I know he does do makeup effects and stuff, as well as editing and writing and directing. He's a jack of all trades. Like I said, full respect to him. These films just aren't for me. That's all I'm saying. Is I don't hate Damien Leone. I love his style. I love his retro style. I love the route that he goes. I love the throwback approach that he takes with these films. It's just, they're just not for me, man. I don't like excessive violence for the sake of being excessive. You know, if you're going to have a kill and it just fits in with the story, or it just happens to happen, cool. You know what? Go over the top. You know, Michael Myers fucking crushes someone's head in because he just happened to run across this person. That's different. It'd be different if Michael Myers just goes into someone's house that was completely out of his way to just fucking go fucking brutal on them, cut their heads off, throw their body parts all over the place, make a decoration out of them. It's like, you know, you didn't have to do that. And I would be saying the same thing if they did that in a Halloween movie. I'd be like, why would you do that? But anyways, I don't really know if I have anything else to say for Terrifier 2, aside from the fact that the Clown Cafe scene is probably my favorite thing of any movie I've seen recently. It's hilarious, it's cheesy, it's goofy, it's entertaining, it's violent as fuck. I loved it. That's definitely my favorite part from Terrifier or Terrifier 2. I just thought it was a funny moment. It's funny because for one, he just comes out, and you know it's a dream for sure, but at the same time, you're like, holy shit, this might be real, you know? And then later on, it really makes you wonder, is this real? Is this some kind of like portal between heaven and hell, or is this like some kind of portal between the dream world and reality? I mean, the story definitely leaves a lot to be desired, for sure. But I'm just glad he at least tried, man. Damien Leone, good attempt. Like I said, it wasn't for me. If I had to rate this out of 10, I'm going to give a very disappointing 3 out of 10. I don't give that to many movies. It just wasn't for me, man. You guys can hate in the comments if you want to. That's fine. I know I've gotten a lot of hate for saying I didn't like the movie. It's whatever. People have their own opinions. I don't know. Maybe I'll like the next film. I hear he's going to be making a Terrifier 3, and it's going to be more gruesome, which, of course, I initially said I wouldn't watch it, but the curiosity will kill the cat for sure. I don't actually mean a cat's dying, okay? I'm an animal lover. I'm just saying it as a phrase. When something comes out, I just gotta see it. I don't even care if I'm gonna like it or not. That's just how I am. I gotta see the newest horror movie. But anyways, that's my review on Terrifier 2. Let me know if you guys have seen it. Let me know what your thoughts are on it down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.